Yeah. So like the big thing I noticed was all the little things that you talk about are what really makes it. Like just the one thing alone, like your solar system. When you're like, hey, we spent all this time and money doing the solar system, and now this is like you just made the mistakes for everybody else. Like we're still going to make mistakes and have our own little things, but you made the big ones already doing it on your 160 acres. So you screwing up and then having to learn and then go to a different solar system, or do a different type of tiny house or hire a different type of permaculture expert. That alone, I was thinking about buying a year, and they're like 30 grand. And now I'm in your course, and you're like, oh, we do bell tents. Well, okay, that saved me $25,000, just that information alone. And you could say, oh, well, I would have figured that out on my own. Well, would you? Because I've never heard of a bell tent, right? Maybe I would have gone out and done it with $30,000 yurts. And my business plan was based off of $30,000 yurts, and my cash flow didn't hit for another 2 years or something. Right now, I'm 22. I graduated high school. I went to trade school for HVAC, and I got into wholesaling houses. And I was door knocking thousands of doors. And eventually I was like, hey, this isn't working. So after a while I was door knocking, I was like, hey, like, do you want to sell your house? No, I don't want to sell my house. All right, well, I see you got all these leaves on the ground. How about I do some landscaping for you? And that's how I like doubled down on my landscaping company. And just literally from door knocking, doing leaf cleanups, all of a sudden I built up a clientele of a couple, like 100 people or so doing leaves. They referred me to their friends. I just grew that. So I've been doing that since 2019.
So in the last year, you bought four properties.
It's been more than that. No, so I'm just getting started, but so far Texas, Tennessee, West Virginia, and I'm doing some stuff out in Washington State. So if I were to count the amount of deals, it'd be like 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, no, good bit.
I did buy it. I'd own to there, all the way back into there. There's another part of the property. Creek's right there.
How did you find the people to help partner with on the money side?
You can look on like Instagram's got some. There was a like a Discord group that I'm in. There's this guy named Subner Healy. He had the property for sale, and then I saw his thing on Instagram. So that's like a really good person to talk to. So I actually was looking for a real estate agent to call when I was looking for some land in West Virginia. And I wanted to find someone who looked kind of like my age, just be like, yo, like give me the scoop. Like, what's it like? How are you making a living out here?
I mean, that's pretty epic to think about, like going from basically calling a real estate agent just to get information and talk and network and, just gather research. And then that going into opening up a whole network of potential investors is pretty cool to think about.
Throughout my life, like I've looked back on the little things that I've done that have opened up huge doors for me. And it's always the small stuff. I was trying to market my real estate business when I was doing houses, and I was getting my business cards and I was putting them in the credit card slots at the gas pumps. So whoever needed to get gas had to pull my card out and hook it.
Oh, I love that.
And there was this call I got one time. I was in my driveway, just like walking around. Ended that. I get a call. It's like, hey, my name's Josh. I was at the gas station and I saw that you have like this coal buys houses thing. Like, you look really young. Like, what are you doing? And we got talking. He ended up being the guy in charge of a local networking group.
How did you get the money or like connect with an investor or whatnot to get the first one and really get rolling with it?
People who do something a certain way their whole entire life, like seller financing, for example. Real estate agents that live in the suburbs have never heard of seller financing. But then you go to land and there's like people doing it all the time. Like 30% of them are probably seller financing. And I always had the idea over like collaboration over competition. It's just like I'm a huge proponent of just having people around you. It's like lifting each other up instead of bringing each other down. And so I actually was looking for like what I like to call it is rural recreational land. I'm trying to create a paradise. I want to create a little slice of heaven on earth. I don't want to have to deal with crappy neighbors. I don't want to have to deal with the land flooding. I want to actually like eat the food from this land. So I'm looking for some land to move there.
So basically you're still looking for the right lot.
Right. Yeah. If I do ever go out west to like Idaho, Montana, the land's so expensive there, I would have to do it through my business. Like I would have to do a subdivision, make some money, and use that money to buy my land, or I can do it kind of like what you guys are and get 50 acres or so and turn it into like a glamping hip camp thing, and then just live on a little part of it. And that's what I realized after talking to you guys is something that I could do. I don't need to get completely set on, oh, I own this, I own this. It's 100% mine. Because as you know, like no matter what happens through life, like you said, they could build a pipeline through the land and take it. Eminent domain, it could burn down in a forest fire. If you don't pay your taxes, they're going to take it anyways. So then I was like, man, maybe I shouldn't be like so attached to like owning this land just for me. And that was like a big takeaway I got from you, is because people have like this false sense of security. You're right. So maybe I will go out and get some more expensive land, figure out how to make it cash flow, and then live out there. Like that was a big reason that I went out to meet you guys. And just because like seeing people in real life is, it completely changes it. If you told me that over the phone, like, okay, da, 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 I'm just gonna keep on living my life in Virginia. But actually going out there was really just eye-opening, inspiring, and it got me excited to do something bigger, because I felt like if I stayed in Virginia and bought that 10 acres, it would be nice, and I could grow food there and it would be safe and secure and stable, and nothing crazy going on. But I was like, is there more out there? I feel like there is. So I'm trying to figure out what that is.